Welcome to The Topic. I'm Todd Duplantis. Welcome Facebook Live and our audience on YouTube. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. We're live every Tuesday at 1 p.m. with our show. You can also catch us on HCC TV and social media. If you're watching us either on YouTube or Facebook right now, you can find us across social media under Houston Community College District. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, Snapchat, we're everywhere. So make sure you look for us. Keep in mind, if you are into podcasts, we have those available too. All of our programming is available as a downloadable podcast at hccs.edu/podcast. Today's show, we're going to be talking about some happenings out in Katy for HCC and also the University of Houston, Victoria. All that and more. You know, HCC prides itself on meeting our students where they are. This afternoon, Dr. Zachary Hodges, president of Northwest College, joins us to talk about our new Katy campus and its programs that advance that mission. Good afternoon, Dr. Hodges. How are you? If we can get you to unmute your mic. I think your mic still may be muted.
It is. Good to see you, Todd. Good to be here.
Good to have you with us. A lot of folks may be scratching their head right now saying, well, you know, Katy is growing. U of H has a new campus out there. I thought they were already out there. Well, we're growing along with Katy as well, because maybe you can tell us about this brand new campus and its characteristics.
Well, it's really good to be here and to brag about our partnership with the University of Houston and the University of Houston, Victoria today. They've been there a couple of years now at the Colonial Parkway near the Grand Parkway. They opened their new campus, and I'm really glad to tell you that we are across the street. Colonial Parkway. What's going to happen is we're going to be open in probably March this spring, 2022, and we'll be moving from our current location at Fry Road to that new campus, and it's going to be outstanding. U of H has chosen not to do the first 2 years of college, and so they have opened the door for Houston Community College to provide those first 2 years. A great partnership, saves students a lot of money, and two really strong partners that have had a long history of working together.
And let's talk about that partnership with UH Victoria. It's called a 2+2, meaning more or less you're at HCC for 2 years, then you would seamlessly transfer to the University of Houston, ultimately graduate with a degree from U of H.
You're at HCC for 2 years.
That's correct. We have established a lot of pathways to really think in terms of a K through 16 partnership. Dr. Glenn and I were on an advisory board this morning at U of H, Katy, and the superintendent of Katy ISD was there. We have 2,100 students in dual credit this year, this semester with Katy ISD. So starting Katy, finishing Katy, that's what we're talking about. And I really, really want to thank U of H Victoria for their flexibility. There is no reason at all for a student to lose any credit. All they can do is save money and have a clear pathway through a bachelor's degree.
And let's talk about that savings for parents, because if you're a parent and you're looking to send your child off to a 4-year college, that can be quite costly. This, however, can save them, you know, we're talking tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, you know, if a student wants to go off to school, that's fine. But, you know, also there's a lot of students that are going to stay home for whatever reason. They have kids, they have family, they have a job, whatever. As a matter of fact, most people are going to do that. So what we've created is an access and opportunity for the Katy Independent School District, which last time I checked had 88,000 students enrolled and supposed to grow to over 125,000, I think, within the next 5 years. Unbelievable growth in here. So what we've done is we've created the opportunity for students to stay local and finish local and get a first-class degree and just save a lot of dollars and a lot of time and effort. So it's a different alternative. People are going to have to get familiar with it, but this is really the future, what we're doing now.
I want to talk more about the programs in a few moments that we'll be offering through this partnership. But just to clarify for parents who may be watching now, when a student enrolls at HCC for this partnership with U of H Victoria, when they sit down with an advisor, can that advisor provide them on paper or a pathway to show them what courses they're going to take? And then even when they get over to U of H Victoria, would they be able to figure that out from the beginning?
Well, and I think that's why it's so important for us to have a close relationship with our partner. So there's no doubt about it that, there's a pure academic general curriculum the first 2 years, then transfer into their upper level courses. And then U of H Victoria also offers the opportunity for our students to finish a workforce degree, an Associate of Applied Science to finish their degree. But we have to work hand in hand to make sure those students know exactly what it is they need to do. I expect our advisors to work with their advisors. As a matter of fact, Dr. Glenn, we need to make sure our students are being advised by you as far as that correct pathway. Those students, not everybody's going to go to U of H Victoria, but we know most of them are. So let's get that right up front.
What's been the reaction, Dr. Hodges, as you're going out and talking to the community about this, about having this new partnership and specifically a pathway that's open to the Katy School District?
Our entire Katy community is proud of this partnership and proud of the work that U of H Victoria, U of H Central Campus, and Houston Community College are doing to create this opportunity for Katy. I haven't talked to anybody that has anything but 100% acceptance rate and applause, and with the message of how can I participate? So we have absolute community support, and you're going to really, really see this partnership take off and serve the community.
We're talking about a unique partnership HCC has with University of Houston Victoria out in the Katy area. We've got a new campus opening up next spring out there as well. We're going to talk more about that. And if you're interested in the partnership, we're going to put some links in the social media post of the show. And if you're watching on HCC TV, we'll put it on your screen as well. We're going to take a short break. Dr. Hodges is going to return. And we've also got Dr. Chance Glenn from the University of Houston Victoria coming up after this commercial break. The topic returns right after this.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But I get it, you're busy, and busy people can't have prediabetes. I read that wrong. They can, okay? Just go to the site.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
If a natural disaster shows up at your doorstep, you can't just turn it away. That's why it's important to prepare for emergencies before they show up. Go to ready.gov/plan to find the tools and tips you need. And make a plan today.
Welcome back to The Topic. I'm Todd Duplantis. You're watching us this afternoon on YouTube Live and also on Facebook. Thanks for being here. You can catch all of our shows on our social media platforms, specifically YouTube. Look for us across social media as Houston Community College District. The rebroadcasts of all of our shows are on HCC TV. Find us on your cable channel. And podcasts, yeah, we've got them. They're available. You can download them at hccs.edu/podcast. Today, this afternoon, we've been talking about our new Katy campus with Dr. Zachary Hodges, president of Northwest College, and we're now joined by Dr. Chance Glenn. He's a provost and vice president for academic affairs at the University of Houston Victoria. Good afternoon to you both, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, and hi again, Dr. Hodges, as we were meeting today. But this is good. This is what we should be doing, is talking together.
Absolutely. We'll just spend the day together.
Well, you guys, I know you seem to know each other very well because you worked together, obviously, for quite some time. But Dr. Glenn, let me ask you about the significance of the Katy region for U of H Victoria. What's the draw in that area, and how has the reaction been with establishing your campus out there and now working on this partnership with HCC?
Well, you alluded to it earlier, and that is just the fact that Katy is growing. We are in Victoria as our main campus, but the teaching center in Katy is very attractive to us for the reasons of its growth, and that there is a need to provide educational opportunities for all of the people that live there. As you know, the main UH main campus is there, and that's clearly not enough because we're there also to help our partner in HCC to really bring opportunities for education to all of the people that live there.
And you kind of hit the nail on the head with opportunities for education. It seemed like, and I've heard of this, I wasn't working in education at this time, but many years ago, we all used to be competitors. You'd have HCC competing against the local universities. Now you're partnering with them. Obviously, you want to expand the opportunity, but it's a smart opportunity for a lot of parents because it's a great cost-saving measure to have someone go to HCC for a couple of years and then transfer and get their degree through U of H Victoria.
Yeah, absolutely. And, while you were talking to Dr. Hodges earlier, he couldn't see me, but I was nodding my head at almost everything he was saying, particularly as we're talking about getting our advisors working together and helping these students earlier so they'll know the most efficient pathway to get the degree or the education that they need. And that's efficient where there's cost, where there's time spent, the actual degree that they want to walk out of the door with. We should be doing that, earlier. So we're going to have our people working together with his to make sure that we do that. So students like Aisha, who you'll be talking to later, have the best pathway possible for their education.
Let's talk about the programs that will be offered and the degrees that will be offered for students who go through HCC and then transfer to U of H Victoria. What degree could they be graduating with, Dr. Glenn?
Well, we have, a number of degrees that we offer there, but some of the ones that we really are trying to focus on are in computer science, computer information systems, which has concentrations in things like artificial intelligence and cybersecurity, which is very, very big, very, very important. And we need as many people trained and ready to go in those areas as possible for the sake of our nation and the planet and everything else. Business is another, our business administration is another degree program that is very, very popular in that region, and the pathway to getting that degree directly connected with HCC is a good place for us to be working from.
Dr. Hodges, Dr. Glenn had just talked about cybersecurity. Of course, that is a very growing field and a much needed one as we all live in a virtual world nowadays. HCC has made some major bounds in establishing cybersecurity programs. This seems like a natural fit for us to work with U of H Victoria for one of the degree plans, would it not?
Yes.
Yes, we're working very closely with the Center of Excellence in Digital Information Systems to have a robust program in all of those areas at our new Katy campus. And that would include the cybersecurity, but also advanced manufacturing. I know U of H Victoria is also interested in logistics, strong business programs there. So we just need to complement them in every way possible. But then we also need to serve the workforce in far west Houston, Harris County, and make sure that we're responding to those employers. HCC will do that, but U of H Victoria will be our partner. So, we'll go together to those employers and make sure that we're offering what they need in order to do that workforce for that area.
And I think the thing that ties it all together is in the career development side, where we can tie our students and potential graduates directly with career opportunities even before they graduate, but then they can walk cleanly into the next phase of their careers. And that's something we can work on and do better. And we need to work together with HCC to make sure that's seamless and that they can do this as early as possible. Because that's what it's all about. And as we all know, Houston, the whole Houston region is growing so dramatically.
Yeah.
There's so much opportunity that we could lean into if we do that. And that's why we're working together.
Gentlemen, I want to take a moment because I know HCC has advisory boards with local industry to get the tap on the feel the pulse on what the workforce demands are. Where are the jobs needed? What do you need trained? Dr. Glenn, from U of H's standpoint, what are you hearing in the Katy area are the job demands that are up and coming and what you're needing in that area?
Oh, well, they're growing by leaps and bounds. One of the reasons we know a lot of this is as we look at new programs that we want to start, is like we were looking into whether cybersecurity, those, you have to do that workforce study and see the growth in the job, demand in the region. And so those studies from the Texas Workforce Commission, others show enormous growth in the region of job opportunities. So that's why we select these particular degree programs to begin with, because we know there's a clean pathway to a job for the students.
And Dr. Hodges, business administration was brought up earlier as well. I imagine there's always a demand for that in all regions of Houston, Katy included.
Well, and also let's don't forget about education.
Yes.
We have a partnership with Miller Career Center where those students are getting dual credit trained, then coming over to Houston Community College and getting their associate degree in teaching, and then finishing up in Victoria, and then going right back to work for the Katy Independent School District. So again, that's a big employer for the area as well. So what we want to do is meet those workforce needs, whatever they are, whether it's within the community college or if you need a bachelor's degree, whatever those needs are. The power of it is the package. You've got a community college and a university working together for the betterment of the community.
Well, there's a number of degree programs we could run down the list of, but it would, bore your listeners to just list them all. But what I would recommend doing is, our websites point directly to our programs. And I think that we need to be clearer perhaps on the ones that specifically we have linked together and make that a clear pathway. So we'll be working together to do that. I know Dr. Hodges, Carla, Dr. DeCour. She works really strong to make sure all of our programs are well known. We'll make that clear so that students can go right into one place or another and see exactly those things that are connected.
We're talking with Dr. Chance Glenn from U of H Victoria, and also Dr. Zachary Hodges, president of HCC's Northwest College. Stand by, gentlemen. When we come back, we're going to meet with one of the students giving a perspective on HCC and the UH Victoria partnership out in Katy. The topic returns right after this.
The faculty at HCC represents the best of the city. They're committed to getting our students to their goals.
A 4-year degree.
Workforce training. A better life.
HCC, for everyone, anytime, anyway.
For more than a year, we have kept you informed with more than 500 remote episodes. But now we're back, bigger and better with more news and more guests. Join us live every weekday at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube, and on HCC TV at noon and 5 p.m. You can watch from anywhere. We go where you go.
That one day at PE when they were yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much that helped me. I finally knew that I had somebody.
Welcome back to The Topic. I'm Todd Duplantis. Watching us on YouTube Live or Facebook, thanks for being here. We're on at 1 o'clock live every Tuesday afternoon, of course, while HCC is in session. And you can also catch us on HCC TV, the rebroadcast. Find us across social media as Houston Community College District. And you can download our podcasts of our programming at hccs.edu/podcast. We've been talking about our new Katy campus with Dr. Zachary Hodges, president of Northwest College, and Dr. Chance Glenn, provost and vice president for academic affairs at the University of Houston, Victoria. We're now joined by one of our former students. Aisha Raji is an HCC alum that's now attending UH Victoria. Good afternoon, Aisha. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Well, we appreciate you being here. I first want to ask you, why did you decide to take advantage of this program? What attracted you for the from going to HCC and then transferring over to U of H Victoria?
So when I first moved out here from Dallas to Houston, we moved out here to Katy. It was a nice area. We checked out different houses, but Katy was a really nice community. And then trying to transfer out school, I was going by to my house, which is HCC, and it's in Katy. So why not? So I decided to go there. And it's been a really fun experience joining SGA, doing all the classes, getting to understand the community better. And then it was time for me to start planning for me to transfer out after I finished with my associates. So I was doing my research, trying to figure out. At first, UHB wasn't in the mix. It wasn't in the plan. But I started thinking about it, thinking about the cost, thinking about the distance, trying to be there for the family, trying to be there for continue having my job and still making money and going to school at the same time. Then I was walking by and then I saw the billboard sign at HCC Katy campus. And it was the plan about the 2+2, starting Katy, finishing Katy. Then I was like, why not try that? So apply to the school, try to get in contact with the advisor so they can advise me on what I have to do, look at my transcript and see if all the classes I've been taking has been good and everything has been on track. So I applied there and now I'm going to UHV and it's been a wonderful experience going there. It's been helpful because I'm there with my family, supporting my family and still going to my job.
And Aisha, what did you get your associates in and what are you now studying at UHV?
My associate business, and I'm getting my bachelor's in business as my major is accounting.
And Dr. Hodges, I'll start with you. The story Aisha's telling is exactly kind of what you and Dr. Glenn were talking about. A lot of students, may want to stay home, help out the family, stay close to the family. And this was a perfect fit for Aisha. And I imagine a lot of other students will be following her for those reasons.
Yeah, absolutely. She's a classic example of the way it's supposed to work. And you're one of the leaders in the forefront of this. Our enrollment is up in Katy significantly, and I really attribute it to the fact that we have this partnership, starting Katy, finishing Katy. So we're seeing our ACC enrollment go way up. We had a conversation this morning. Since they're junior and seniors, we're the pipeline. We're the ones, as our enrollment goes up, we're preparing those students to transfer over. And so it's, it's just really makes me feel good that because of us piggybacking on the top of U of H, our enrollment goes up, students have a clear pathway, and everybody wins.
And Dr. Glenn, I would imagine you'd echo those sentiments, but it sounds like Aisha went to UHV because she saw the signs at HCC and because we were promoting our partnership with you. So this seemed like a great fit for you guys and for us, huh?
Absolutely. And that's what was, interesting to hear in your story, Aisha, because, we have to figure out, okay, what works, what is actually attracting students. And you talked about not only, obviously seeing that as an opportunity, but what drove you and what reasons staying in the area, preparing for, providing for a family and being connected to family in a place that there's a lot of opportunities. So therefore, if you can just get the right training and get the right education, the opportunities are already there for you. So we just help people do that, and it being affordable and a smooth transition. And all of those things are very important. So we're going to continuously be working with our HCC counterparts to make sure that that's there. Transition is smooth. And Aisha, I want to invite you to have my connection information. Reach out to me if there's any issue that needs, addressed. We're going to be there for you, because we got to make sure that this works.
And Aisha, I want to ask you, many years ago when I went to college, we're not going to say how many, but a few years back, I transferred from one university to U of H, which I graduated from. But I went to a community college for one semester. I noticed the community college, and it wasn't HCC. It was a different one. But I went to a community college. And I noticed the classes were just totally different, than when I went to U of H. Whole different ball game. How did the HCC classes and coursework prepare you for transferring into UHV?
Because I was, like I said, I was able to kick out most of my lower division classes and doing the math, the writing, the speech. Speech was really amazing. I'm not really much of a public speaker, but when I took my speech class, it was, I kind of had a different hindsight on how to be able to public speak. And if you're nervous, what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to go about it. My math classes.
Well, I think we're having a few buffering issues with Aisha, so we're going to check back into them. But Dr. Hodges, going back to you, our classes really do, it sounds like, make a smooth transition for our students to really go across the street and attend UH Victoria.
We want to make it as seamless as possible. We want to hand every student, a real clear pathway where there's no questions about what they do. They do this, then they do that, then they do this, they do that. And I think that, students change their mind and we have to work with them. But that's okay. I think U of H Victoria is demonstrating a lot of flexibility in accommodating our students. It just goes to show you the value of a partnership. Not every community college and university has this kind of relationship. I guarantee you, this is unique in the state of Texas, and HCC and the Katy area are blessed to have it.
Dr. Glenn, we've only got about 20 seconds left, but you want to wrap things up and just give us your thoughts as we move forward with this partnership on the continued success.
Sure. A lot of times we at the four-year institution thinks we just have it like that and we can just pick and choose and refuse. But setting up a real viable and functional relationship is what works. And that's what we're after here. So we're going to have a debriefing session. We're going to have a systems check and make sure that all of the pieces work. And if there's any issues or problems, we remove them so that it's clear. But our goal is to provide opportunities for students to get where they want to be from where they are. And this partnership with HCC helps us to do that.
Dr. Chance Glenn from University of Houston, Victoria, we appreciate you being here. Dr. Zachary Hodges, president of HCC's Northwest College, always a pleasure. Good to see you this afternoon. Aisha, best of luck to you after graduation.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, we are going to wrap up this show. Remember, all of our shows are available as a podcast on hccs.edu/podcast. Wrapping up this week's show. Thanks for being here. I'm Todd Duplantis. I'll see you next time on The Topic.